our meeting, I actually chose something that I'm learning about currently. But before we get into that, we wanted to cover some of our forecast numbers. So on the left side, we have everything that we're tracking with new and used and total. And then on the right side is what we tracked in our managers meeting with Jesse, Chip, and all the other managers. So just take a quick look. I mean, can you guys see just looking at this number here, it's a little scary, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I know that we started off slow, but that one makes me a little bit nervous. Used last month, we actually beat our forecast, which is awesome. This month, we're tracking 14 units less, which I know we can make up, right? So, total, right now we're tracking 66 units, which we haven't been at 66 units in how many months?
A long time.
Yeah, we've always hit more, and I know we're gonna hit the gas pedal here and we'll catch up. So this is the total units we're forecasting on this side. Okay, but so yesterday I was reading a book. I saw your guys' goals there. Some of you guys were missing. I don't see Jay's up there, but he's kind of talked to me about some of his goals. But one of my goals I'm going to share with you guys is I want to read more books, because I skipped that all through high school, all through elementary. I just read the summary, looked it up on Google, kind of got a really quick glimpse of it. But I actually started yesterday. I was reading a book. Have you guys ever heard of Mindset?
Thanks, Bobby.
Have you guys heard of the book Mindset?
I have not.
Yeah, have you read it?
Not really.
You have not read it? Okay.
Alright.
So I just started. I'm still on the first chapter, but it's really good already, and I think it's because it hits home with me, right? And I actually went ahead and made a PowerPoint presentation about it. So first, I want to ask you guys this question. What's something that you guys used to be bad at that you guys are good at now? Matt, you're saying a lot of things. Is that laughing? Go ahead.
I used to play Halo with my uncles growing up when I was a kid, and I sucked. But after that, like once I got to 14, I was dominating them. And I was like, "Who's boss now?"
Nice. The original Halo?
Original Halo, well, Halo 3.
Halo 3. Okay. Cool. I played one Halo game. First one. That's it. But it was good.
What?
I know. It's okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd say driving.
Driving.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to be bad at it for about a month or two.
Okay.
And now I'm very good at it.
And now you're very good at it. Gotcha. Anybody else?
Spanish.
Spanish. You are good at Spanish.
Yeah,
You just speak
Spanish
many
when I
languages.
started I knew nothing, so it was cool to see that I can hold conversations for a long time in Spanish and think in Spanish without translating over, so.
Cool. And you're good at it. I mean, I listen every now and then when you're speaking to customers, and there's times where you use words that I'm like, I've never used that word before. So it's kind of cool. And I'm supposed to be fluent at it, by the way.
Why?
Anybody else? Why? I know. My name badge, you see the one that he's wearing? Do you have yours? It says, Hablo Español, and they skipped that on mine.
That's nice, actually.
Yeah.
Good for you. I used to be really bad at organization and completing tasks and remembering to get things done, but I feel like I'm pretty good at it now. I think with work, I learned how to adapt and obsess over it, so it makes a difference.
Cool. That's good. And that's hard to do.
Yeah.
I used to be really bad at saying no, and now I don't take shit from anybody.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share before we move on? What about you, Brian?
I don't know. I've gotten a lot better. I don't want to say at bulldozing. Just
Bulldozing.
like literally like when somebody just brings up an objection, just like plowing straight through it and just like getting it done no matter what. So for somebody that says like, you know, this, that, the other, just like doing anything you can to just plow straight through it and get the deal done.
Overcoming objections.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
It's effective, right?
It is effective, yeah. Okay. Well, the reason why we ask this question is because it actually leads into what we're going to be talking about here. So this book, the author's name's Carol. I can't remember her last name. Starts with a D, Dweck or something like that. D-W-E-C-K. She talks about mindset and how mindset is everything, right? And we know that. We've talked about it here before, but she actually brings up a lot of really cool examples of this, right? Now, I know most of you guys, or actually all you guys haven't read the book, and neither have I just started, but have you guys ever heard of the fixed and growth mindset?
I have this.
You have? Okay, you've heard it too? Okay, cool. Well, do you want to give us an example of what you know about it?
Yeah, sure. One of the ways I was described it was neuroplasticity, and that's the ability to be able to learn how to physically rewire your brain. So a lot of people refrain themselves from an opportunity where they can learn to rewire the brain, and they'll just go with what they know because it's easier. That's just what your brain knows how to do. Some people challenge themselves, and it's like working out your brain a little bit, right? And it changes slowly, very slowly. You have to have this change opportunity over and over and over and over and over, so your brain kind of knows how to change to that, and so it kind of learns to adapt and change to kind of wrap itself around the ability to handle anything that comes up that's different from something else.
For sure. Yeah, you explained it exactly how not exactly, but very close to how she explains it in the book, right? So that's awesome. So that's what I wanted to talk about, guys, because there's a lot of big differences between a fixed and a growth mindset, just like he was talking about. And I wanted to cover some of those with you guys, because I think that you guys saw our tracking, right? I think changing our mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset is going to help us a ton getting back to those numbers that we need to be at. So we're going to kind of go through this really quick. I gave us some examples, but he already explained it really well. But what is a fixed mindset? A fixed mindset believes ability, intelligence, and talent are all set in stone. So this is just how I am. So kind of like what you were saying, right? They don't necessarily believe that intelligence is something that can be worked on and can improve. They think that, she gave an example, and she used a test, right? She used kids, and she split them up into groups, right? And basically what she did was she asked how they could tell if they were a smart person or not. And it was really funny because, I mean, everyone gave answers all over the place, right? But they all kind of went into separate categories right? Fixed and growth mindset. But some kids were saying, well, if I don't get all the answers right on a test, right? If I fail a test, right? And she gave an example of that and says that that is a fixed mindset, right? We'll talk about the growth mindset here in a little bit, but there's some examples of what a fixed mindset is here. So just like Max said, they avoid challenges, they avoid feedback, blame outside factors, and then they take rejection personally, right? And that's something that, I'm not gonna lie, these are hard not to do sometimes, right? They really are. I think we've all been a part of this, right? We've all had a fixed mindset at one point in time on different things. But a fixed mindset limits potential because it's afraid of failure. Now, she talks about failure a lot in the book and how the fixed mindset doesn't really, the person that has a fixed mindset doesn't put themselves in a situation where they know they're gonna fail. Does that make sense? They would rather not do it. So she gave an example of her in 6th grade where she was amazing at spelling. She was top of her class, right? So she's successful. And she spoke about a teacher that said, that wanted her to join a national spelling bee, right? And she refused because of this reason. She had a fixed mindset. So she said, okay, well, if I'm really good at it now, I'm successful in it in my class, if I go do this national contest, I'm afraid to be a failure, right? So that was a really good example she gave. This next one here is the growth mindset. You want to read that, Coleman?
Yep. What is a growth mindset? A growth mindset believes skills can be developed through effort, strategy, and feedback. I can get better at anything if I work on it.
there's some examples of it, just like on the previous page, right? I can get better at this. They seek coaching, right? They put themselves in situations that they don't feel comfortable in, and that's a good thing, right? Coming out of your comfort zone is always a good thing because that's where you grow the most. Staying in your comfort zone, you're gonna stay static. Is that the right word?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Stagnant,
Stagnant, okay, perfect. So growth mindsets, they practice their skills, they track numbers, they learn from losses, from the failures that we're just talking about, right? It's okay to fail, but you just gotta learn from it, right? Learn from the failures, and that's what growth mindset is all about. So a growth mindset turns every failure into a stepping stone, which is good. And there was a chart that I actually put on my thing here. Was it Rory?
Yeah.
It was Rory, right? The little chart that he talks about. I added it here. I don't think they've seen it.
Probably not.
I did probably not.
A mock version?
Yeah, a mock version of it, so it might not be the best, but I think that it was appropriate, so I added it. Okay. So what I did is we put some examples up here of what a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is in regards to the dealership, right? So, and I'm gonna pick on myself. I've said this, right? I've said traffic sucks. Maybe not in those exact words, but very close to it. And again, that's a fixed mindset. There's examples of what a growth mindset would, it's not exact, right? You could say a lot of different things, but that's an example. Growth mindset, what can I be doing to generate business, right? There's a big difference there. There's a big difference between saying traffic sucks and what could I be doing to bring in and generate business. The next one is with objections. Just like Bryant was saying here, there's always a reason why people don't buy. And just like in the previous meeting that Jesse spoke about, right, there's either you get sold, right, by the customer, or you sell the customer, right? And that first one is the fixed one where you come up with excuses and you say things like they can't buy or they're just tire kickers, right? A growth mindset would ask questions. Where did I lose control? Where in the process could I have made this better or done better to capture the deal, right? The next one, cold calls. Cold calls are not effective, right? A lot of us say that. I've said it too, trust me. And we still hear it today, where someone says, okay, yeah, I called 25 people and they didn't answer. They're not effective. Well, I've had people hang up on me before, right? And back in the day when I was in sales, that's a reason why I thought they weren't effective. They answered, I started talking, and then they hung up on me, right? One of the questions that I should have asked myself back then, right, or should have been asking is, what can I do better there, right? So what's a better opening statement, right? So it's all about improvement, really. It's all about improvement and seeing what you could do to get better at every single step. Low gross. I actually just heard this not so long ago. Yes, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. But you could always blame the managers, right, for not buying the cars right. But I think a better way to go about it is the growth mindset, right? Which is, how can I build more value in our product and accessories, right? So we just got to look inward and see what we can do to make the best of what we have. So. Oh, yeah, the clicker.
I can be quicker if you want.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So let's have someone read this. You want to read it?
Sure.
Okay.
The hidden truth about top salespeople. Most top performers weren't naturals. They got coached hard, failed a lot early on, chose not to stay embarrassed. The difference isn't talent, it's tolerance for being uncomfortable while learning.
So she also gave really good examples when it comes to this here. She brought up pilots and how someone that says, I want to be a pilot, they're not a pilot first day, right? What do they go through to become a pilot?
School.
School. A lot of hard work, right? Training, practice. Do they fail at times?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well they do. I'm sure they do, right?
Times before they get good at it.
Yeah, before they get good at it. So doctors, same thing, right? It's not, they don't just wake up a doctor and all of a sudden they're naturals at it. They go through intense training. They look at how they can better themselves, right? And this relates to sales as well, right? at a dealership, it's not just, like, you can, how many of you guys have had a natural salesperson that you guys have worked with, or you guys have thought of this certain person as a natural salesperson? Anybody? I have. I mean, one of them is Jordan McInerney.
That's the first person that came
That's,
to my mind.
when I first started here, Jordan hired me. He was the floor manager, so he's what Coleman does now. And in the interview, the reason why I picked this place was, not gonna lie, was because of Jordan. I interviewed at 4 other places, and they all, I mean, Chevy, W.H. Miller, yeah, they all like offered jobs, except they just didn't stand out, right? So Jordan, I think about as a natural salesperson, at least I used to, but I don't think he started out that way, right? I mean, was this dealership his first dealership?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know him. I don't know how he was when he first started here, but I can tell you that he probably went through everything that we're going through now, or that you guys are going through now, right? All the same learning curves, all the same challenges, to become what other people would say he's a natural salesperson, right? So I just think when it comes to this, it's all about training and focus, right? And then obviously mindset. Mindset is huge, guys. It really is. If you're willing to learn, you're gonna get better. You're gonna get way better. Other words she used for the fixed mindset and the growth mindset, one of them was a non-learner versus a learner, right? The growth mindset is a learner. Someone that's willing to listen, willing to get better, willing to get coached and listen to advice, right? Versus a non-learner that is gonna stay stagnant, like we talked about. So, you wanna go to the next one? Ah, sweet. I did the best I could based off of what I remember, so.
This is pretty good.
Let's have some, you wanna read it?
Final takeaway, fixed mindset protects ego, growth mindset builds skill, and skill builds income. Today's high is tomorrow's low. Let's challenge ourselves to apply growth-oriented thinking to improve our sales performance and increase our income.
Does that make sense? Does the little chart make sense?
Yes.
It does, right? It was Rory, which maybe we should look into bringing Rory back for a day, since most of our new guys are, or most of our guys are new. Who's seen Rory? Who knows of Rory? You have. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So our entire sales staff probably doesn't know Rory. So it'd probably be a good time to bring him in, right?
Yeah.
So Rory, we learned a lot from. He's a, what would you say he is, like motivation?
He's a motivational speaker.
Yeah, motivational speaker. And in his trainings, he talks about aha moments, and he talks about a lot of really good stuff. He talks about the starfish stories, which you will learn. I'm not gonna spoil that, but one of the things that he has on there is this chart. And when he first showed it, I was like, wow, that's a really good way to put it, right? Today's high should be tomorrow's low, right? Because if you have a growth mindset, you should have used everything you could to learn, to get better and improve. So I really like that chart. Again, that one's a poor version of it, but it's helpful to me to remember, and that's why goals are so important as well. Helps me set my goals, and obviously every time I never lower them, because if I was to lower them, I feel like I would be giving up, right? So it's always good to raise them every time, and even if you feel like they're not achievable, like right now, if you look at our tracking, guys, our tracking, it looks pretty scary. It looks like we won't hit those numbers. I know we will, but we're not gonna go in and lower our tracking numbers, or sorry, our forecast numbers, my bad, our forecast numbers just because we're not tracking the right amount of cars, right? We're gonna instead push forward, change what we're doing. Instead of having a fixed mindset, I think if we all go into it with a growth mindset, I think that'll help us get up to those numbers that we need to be in. So, do you guys have any questions about that? No? No one? Okay. I'm gonna go to the next one. I think it's the last one, actually. Okay. So, before we go, I guess not just about that page, but do you guys have questions about any of it at all? You guys should read it, even if you, because I just started, and even in the first chapter, it has a lot of really awesome things that it talks about. It gives really great examples. It talks about Michael Jordan, talks about, what's the CEO of Chrysler? The old one? Leah, yeah, that person. And it gives you live examples of this stuff. And it's just super helpful, right? And like I said, I'm only a couple pages in, it's in the first chapter, but you learn a lot already. So I'm excited to finish the book. If you guys like reading, I would say listen to it or pick a book up and read it, right? It's on Spotify as well. So if you guys want to listen to at least the beginning and see how you guys feel about it, I
Is
think
it on
you should.
Apple Music?
I don't know.
It's probably on iBooks or something.
Audiobooks, audiobooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's on Spotify, and that's what I use. But I was listening to it on my way to work. But again, I mean, the reason why I picked it is because I feel like you guys would find value in it, right? Because I do. I'm not saying we have a fixed mindset always, but I'm saying that every now and then with certain things, we do. And this just helps me. Because I know I have a fixed mindset with a lot of things as well. So now I want to do quick highlights, really quick. I don't. How much time?
We're okay. I was gonna have one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yesterday I met with Song, who's our finance partner, basically, and he brings a lot of value to the team. And he and I both sat in the office and had some frustrations. And he's supposed to be pretty motivational while he's here, and he is. But we sat in the office and we kind of vented to each other with some of the issues that we were experiencing and going through. And I think both of us had a quick takeaway from that, and it was, whatever I'm doing here, is it helped me towards the goal? And as I look around the showroom some days, I see things that I'm going, that's not helping us get to the goal. You know, if our goal is to hit these numbers for our tracking, it requires everybody, right? We're not gonna do it on our own. You can have a fixed mindset and not get there, right? Like, we're not gonna hit it. That's how it feels right now. So as you're working on the showroom, I want everyone to hold each other accountable. Is this working towards, right now we could probably focus on a new volume goal, right? Hitting our forecast, because we didn't hit it last month. We're already tracking to not hit it this month, right? So, but hold each other accountable. Is what you're seeing on the showroom going to help us get to our new car number? The actions, the activities that are taking place, the conversations, the behaviors, are they in line with what our goal is? Because if they're not, we need to fix it ASAP, because that's why we're tracking what we're tracking. So, but you have to have the mindset that we can get there, and it's focused on the task at hand. So great meeting, Baker.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Thanks, Jesse. So yeah, I know that you probably have some spiffs that we might do this weekend, right? So it'll start us off strong, and I know and it's gonna be a huge weekend, guys. I know we're gonna sell a lot of cars, so be positive the whole time, love your customers, and we'll sell tons. So, okay, so highlights. I wanted to highlight Logan here because of this reason. I feel like Logan actually doesn't have a fixed mindset for most things. He's always asking for word tracks, what he should do with his customers, what he should say. And the reason why he's doing that is because he wants to improve, right? Just like we talked about. He wants to get better and better and better at his job. And I love that. I love that he's coachable, and I love that he's willing to learn. So,
Thanks, Vic.
yeah.
We're gonna bounce it around?
Yeah,
Okay,
go
gotcha.
ahead. We'll make it really quick.
Okay. Shout out to Chris for doing excellent on the job. He's already gotten a couple sales. I don't know, maybe it seems like he has. But he's been doing good, and I'm impressed by how he's able to talk to people and has a go-getter attitude.
Oh, thank you.
Has he been here for one of these?
I don't think so.
Chris, so now you would popcorn someone else. You would highlight someone that you noticed do something awesome.
I would probably highlight Logan as well, and Jay. He's not here, but I would highlight them because I think I've learned a lot. Mostly from Logan, like the way he talks to the customers. He's always looking for something to do. He always has he's always doing something active. With Jay, it's just like he's so knowledgeable that I'm just picking up stuff that he knows. And yeah, like I'm thankful for him being willing to teach.
Awesome. Well, Jay's not here. Logan already went, so let's move over to, do you have someone?
Yeah, I do. I want to highlight Victor.
Oh, thanks.
So Victor does a lot, and he always, when you're working a car deal, and I've probably said this before, but you'll be thinking of something, and then Victor will always try to push it a step further. He'll always try to come up with a solution rather than just accepting feet on a deal, and I think that motivates people, and I know it's made a difference in our sales from the time that you started here till now. So, but it's a good reminder, and it sets a good example for everybody. So
Thanks, Jesse.
it's made me go, oh, I didn't think of that. I should, do that. So that makes a huge difference.
Thank you. Righty, I'll go with Wayne. Wayne's done a great job with keeping our used car lot very full, right? Not super, but I mean, he's actually done really well with replenishing it, right? Because we've sold a lot, like last month, we sold a lot of used cars, and he's going out of his way to look for auctions and find really good pieces for us, right? And he spends a lot of time there. Yesterday he bought 3 cars, just right yesterday. I mean, I know you got a couple others throughout the week, so I appreciate that a lot. It gives us something to sell, and we can make paychecks because of him. So.
I'm gonna shoot out Landon. Shout out Landon. Boom, boom. Shoot out. Just the past couple customers, I can tell, have been pretty tough on him. But he's trying to do the best he can and follow the process. Even one of them, that customer was outside, did not want to come in, and Landon came and got me, which I'm very grateful. And we talked to him, and Landon already had a bunch of rapport, but so much so that the guy came back the following day and bought a car. So I think Landon's doing a good job.
I want to highlight Wayne before we bounce it back. Just because he works super hard, and I don't think that we appreciate it enough. I think that we come over with appraisals and we're like, hey, will you come do this right now? And just super grateful because he does a lot of appraisals that he doesn't even need to do. Like, I think back to Monday where we gave him like 4 racers in a day. So I'm just grateful for all the work that he does.
I have 2 people. I want to highlight Nate, because I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It was his wife's birthday. He was going to take her to dinner, and we had a deal, and it was stacking up. And instead of, which he was fair and right to be off and go spend time with his wife, because he spends tons of nights here, but instead he took the task of taking the deal and desking the deal and taking another 45 minutes at the store when he could have gone and spent time with his wife on her birthday. And I thought that meant a lot of him being a team player, because not only does it make it so all of us can also leave earlier, it helps out with the customer experience. And then my other one is Mac. Anytime Mac gets told to do something, he does it immediately. He doesn't really fight back. He listens to coaching and advice, and he does it. Doesn't mean he's perfect, but
Nice.
I like a lot that Mac is very coachable.
Nice job, guys.
I like to shout out Boston. He's been just on it nonstop. Every time I come in to see Boston, he's just constantly going around doing stuff. I never see him just sitting there. Sometimes. Yeah, that's okay.
I highlight Victor. Victor helps me a lot, and he's really smart. He has a lot of knowledge, and I like to hear what he has to say. And he is very good at keeping all the gross and stuff.
It's nice.
Good stuff.
You want to go, Nate?
I don't want to highlight anybody. I want to highlight everybody.
Okay.
No, I'll probably highlight Jesse. I mean, he's the guy that will kind of take on the responsibility of the whole department, whether we're performing well or whether we're performing not as well. And it doesn't change his way that he wants to manage, essentially. We've had plenty of managers in the past that can respond emotionally, depending on the performance in the month. And that can either tube or motivate people, I don't know. But I think Jesse's a constant when it comes to his management style, which is nice. You always know what to expect with Jesse. He's always fair, so.
Thanks, Nate. I think we have Nick, David, and Brian left.
You wanna go, Nick?
Yeah, I want to shout out Coleman just because he's been really on top of things recently. I know when I started here, he was just kind of that guy you ask to do turns and that's about it. But over the last couple of weeks, he's been on top of everything, whether it's surveys, NPS score, making sure you're calling people who you actually need to call and not just calling someone in Revenue Radar and telling them that they can buy a car. He's really making sure you're doing everything right and not making sure you're just doing it to do it.
David, you're up.
I was going to highlight Brian. There's been a lot of times in the weeks where he's just always asking how I am and just always kind of keeping everyone's spirit up when he sees it's quiet and he kind of like trying to take a break, and yeah, it's just nice that he wakes you up a bit. So I appreciate that.
I'm gonna share a story and then I'm gonna highlight our team as a whole. I have a very close friend. There was an interesting moment they had at Tim Dolly that was not really good. There's a couple of people on their sales staff that responded pretty emotionally to them trying to buy a car. It wasn't even necessarily a Mazda, it was just one of their used cars. And they came to here, which, by the way, this is about an hour and a half drive for them to come here. They came here to buy a car from us because they just enjoyed us more, and they ended up spending more money here than they would have at Tim Dolly. I would just like to say two things. One, that we're quite frankly better than the other Mazda dealerships that are around. And then the other one is that we love everybody, but we don't take shit from anybody either. And I think there's a very close balance between laying over and giving people what they want and also telling people no, like Nate said. And I think we have like that perfect balance here, to the point at which, like, if we just work harder, then we can simply outperform all the other Mazda stores put together, I think. So anyways, you guys are a great team. Thank you.
I'm gonna jump in on Brian. So actually I was calling a customer the other day at Revenue Radar. She had sold her CX-5 already, and she bought a brand new 4Runner. And she's like, I freaking love this car. It's awesome. It's a total tank, and it kicks ass. And I was like, right, because it's a new 4Runner. What? And you can watch Madagascar up on the screen, by the way. Yeah, she says that she wants to emerge without looking all the time. But basically, she said, though, she never ever will buy another Toyota from Brent Brown Toyota dealership down the road because they suck, just as a dealership. Like, she was like, that was possibly the worst I've ever been treated. She's like, I went to 5 other dealerships before that to find a 4Runner. She's really wanted one because she liked Outbooks. And she was like, yeah, they all suck. So she was like, you guys, I recommend you guys all the time. You guys have the best customer service around, period. Like, she's like, I wish I had bought a new Mazda from you guys instead of this 4Runner. She's like, I bought 3 other cars from you guys. She's like, she loves us, basically. She's like, you guys, I can't stop singing your praises. So, well done, us.
That's good.